In this video, we discuss 10 reasons why filing for Social Security at age 62 might be the right decision for you. Coming up next on Holy Schmidt.
Holy Schmidt!
First, you'll notice I'm back at the whiteboard. That's because this type of discussion lends itself well to a whiteboard discussion. So why don't we just jump right into it and discuss 10 of the reasons why filing for Social Security at age 62 might make sense for you. All right, let's go. Point number 1, you have an immediate financing need and you have no other way to cover that need. Starting Social Security at age 62 might make really good sense if you're unemployed or retired and you don't have the means to pay for your bills, your utilities, your mortgage if you have a mortgage, your rent if you don't, and some of the other day-to-day expenses that we all face. This is particularly prevalent if someone has experienced sudden job loss or early retirement against their will, and they now have to move forward with their lives. The consistent income stream can help the retiree manage their finances without depleting their savings or investments or other assets that they may be waiting to draw on. The important point to note on this point, and frankly all of them, is that not every decision made about Social Security is about maximizing the payment at that moment in time, that year in time. The next point is health considerations. Some people actually can't keep working because it's unhealthy for them, and for them to do so means that they might be compromising their health. Others have a family history of health problems, and they feel pretty confident that they're not going to make it to age 78 or 80 or 82. Those are the ages that most people think about when they think about something called break-even, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But the point is this: if this is you, this may be a viable reason for you to take Social Security early. Along those same lines, as people age, they have more and more medical expenses. It's an unfortunate fact of life that we require more medical attention in our later years than we do in our younger years most of the time. But this puts a lot of pressure on someone who doesn't have cash flow coming in or doesn't have enough cash flow coming in to find other sources of income, like Social Security, for example. I think it's fair to say that this is crucial for anyone who's dealing with chronic illnesses or serious health conditions. Along those same lines, because of health, some people move from full-time work to part-time work, and Social Security can help bridge the gap between full-time and part-time work. Be mindful of the Social Security earnings limits so that you don't have to give part of your Social Security payment back. I'll put a link in the description below to a video that explains this point. If someone is unemployed or underemployed, again, Social Security can help bridge the gap, assuming you don't breach the income limits. And a lot of times, especially in this day and age, people are becoming a casualty of mass layoffs. They want to work, they're ready to work, their health will allow them to work, but unfortunately they don't have the opportunity to work because there's not a job there for them. Older employees are particularly at risk for layoffs, unfortunately, and so if this is you, consider Social Security to help bring some income back into your life. Next is a clever use of the spousal benefit. If you're a dual income family, under certain circumstances, it might make sense for the lower earner to take Social Security at age 62 and then take the spousal benefit later when the primary earner goes on Social Security and can provide the spousal benefit to the spouse. I'm not sure I could say that 5 times fast, but you get the point. Also, if one or the other partner have serious health issues and their lifespan may be limited, taking Social Security either at the primary insured level or the primary insured level and the spousal benefit level might make sense. Next step, diversifying your income streams. If you're retired and you have multiple streams of income coming in, it might make sense to diversify some of the streams of income and the variability of those with a Social Security payment. It's not my favorite strategy, but I have seen people do it, and I can see a rationale for doing it. Drawing benefits early allows a retiree to continue to grow their tax-deferred assets, like in their 401k or their IRA, and at some point in the future, draw those down when the time is right. And of course, along the same lines, market volatility, we saw it in 2022, retirees faced a massive decline in their investments, both their fixed income investments and their equity investments, in some of these target-based funds. They both went down simultaneously just because of some of the things that were going on in the market at the time. But riding out the storm and not selling those assets at their lowest possible point, or at a very low point anyway, might make taking Social Security a really solid option. The stability of Social Security payments allows the retiree to weather the storm and protect their financial security. Next, break-even analysis. This used to be on the Social Security website, but they've since taken it down. But the break-even analysis shows you how much money you will receive at different points in time, whether you take it at age 62, 63, all the way up to age 70 if you're the primary insured. And the point in time where you break even, meaning where you actually make more money overall. For many, especially those with a shorter lifespan, using the break-even analysis gives a pretty good indication of when you should start taking Social Security, especially if you have a decent idea of what your lifespan may look like. It's also worth pointing out the other side, which is a lot of people underestimate how long they're going to live, and it's a bit of a shock when they get to the break-even point and they continue to go. For example, my grandmother lived to be 100. I don't think that I will be that lucky, but certainly it's something to consider as I look at the break-even analysis myself. The next point, peace of mind. People love financial security, and having peace of mind as to what your cash flow is going to look like today and into the future with the cost of living adjustments that are part of your Social Security payment reduces anxiety, in many cases anyway, helps you spend time in the areas where you want to spend time with family, friends, and maybe your hobbies and other interests, and takes it away from making that almighty decision about whether it's today, tomorrow, this year, or next year. Knowing that you have steady income is particularly useful, especially if there's market volatility or volatility in your life. The next point, lifestyle preferences. This is one that gets overlooked, and actually some people don't like saying this one out loud, but sometimes you just want to enjoy the next decade or so of your life before things start to turn. Whether it's traveling, hobbies, spending time with your family, the early income allows you to pursue your interests without having a full-time job that takes time away from these activities. According to a recent survey from Transamerica, many retirees value having less money but having it now, and the ability to do something with that while they still have the youthful energy of their age, rather than waiting for 5, 6, 7 years in the future or more, 8 years in the future, and not being able to do as much, even though you have more money coming in. And of course, it's not just about travel and spending time on your hobbies, it's your overall quality of life. Having the extra income early allows you to do more things. The next point is using the funds to invest. Now, I want to be really careful on this point because it's really hard to make an argument that works here unless you have a really big return. And if you have a really big return, the chances are that big return is also attached to a lot of market risk as well. And the final point here is that if you're working, you're going to have limits on how much you can earn and draw Social Security. If you're not working and you're just taking your Social Security and investing it, but then in order to live, you're taking funds from your investments, effectively all you're doing is you're taking your Social Security and you're living on your Social Security. Enough said. The last point I call the 2034 point, and that is the concern that benefits will be reduced when the Social Security trust runs out of excess capital. While I don't think that this is likely for someone who is at the age to draw on Social Security, or just about at the age anyway, I think it's a very real possibility for the generation below. The trust does need to be shored up past 2034, but there's only so much you can do. The fact is, those things, most of them anyway, happen to those still in the workforce. In all of those situations, though, it's imperative that you evaluate your own personal financial situation. It's a good strategy to talk to a financial advisor to work with you on this decision. If you like this video, check out that video, 4 ways you could lose your Social Security benefits. Also, don't forget to click subscribe and turn on notifications so that you get alerted the next time I post a video. I post about twice a week. This is Jeff Schmidt. Thanks for watching.